In this video, I'm going to show you how to upload your very own sound kit. Alright, before we get in, this is assuming you already have beats created and experience using a DAW. Like myself, I'm going to use Logic Pro. If you're using Logic Pro, this is going to be really smooth. If not, it's going to be okay. Follow along and a lot of the steps can be converted. Alright, step number 1. You're going to have to pick a genre and theme for your sound pack. Take a look at your niche and your genre. Consider what you're good at and what you like, as well as what your followers on social medias like to listen to. If you don't have a following on social media, it is okay. You can start today. Pushing your craft on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube is the best way to gain a following in the modern day era if you're trying to make music and make money online. When it comes to picking your sound pack, you're going to have to come up with a clever name and you're going to have to come up with artwork to match that name. Take a look at your theme and what your sound offers. What do you imagine when you're listening to the sounds that you like to create? Make a theme based around that. That's my advice. Here's an example. I'm a reggae artist. I go by Zion. I specialize in playing melodica. That's something that I offer that not a lot of artists offer. Also, I've come up with some unique sounds that I like to use in my production style that sets me apart. What you have to do is find out what sets you apart and implement those styles in creating your sound pack. See what you can bring to the table that's unique and different. Alright, so when I listen to my sounds, I like to think of, it's reggae music, but I like to think of medieval times, like King Arthur era. So I came up with the name Sounds of the Kingdom. When you come up with a name, you want to also call it Volume 1 just to start off, because if you ever want to add on to it later, you can always call it Volume 2. And it helps build your following and your brand. It's important to stick to your brand. So in your art, you might want to include your artist name and your production name. I've done that also. You can see at the top, Creation Marker Productions is my music production company, and Zion is my artist name. I think it's a pretty cool art, if you ask me. It's got the reggae themes of red, gold, and green. You can see Kingdom in the background. So go ahead and go on Canva. You can create an art just the same for free. If you want to see how to create an art like that, send a comment and maybe I'll make another video like that. So now we're in Logic. Welcome to my Logic screen. You're going to want to come up with one BPM and one song key to make all of your stems based around. So what I did right here is I created 4 different beats, all based around the same principle. I used the same BPM, different drums, different chord progressions, and different bass lines. But what you could do is when you upload it, people can choose a bass line from one of the beats, throw it on the drums of another, add chords from a different one, and create their own songs from the stems. That's the goal here. When you're making your loops, it's important to make the first half simple and the second half give it some texture. Set it apart, let people produce with the music you create. Check it out. This is an example. Alright, listen to this. As you can hear, the first half is very straightforward. Producers can crop it and duplicate it. Now listen to the second half. You want to give it some texture and flair. Listen towards the end, right here. Hear that? Just a little something. Alright, as you can see, for each one of these beats, I'm including drums, bass, rhythm sections, and unique sounds that set me apart. And I also include melodies. It's important to have melodies in your production. Take a look at this one I made for this beat. Pretty cool melody, pretty simple, and producers can use it to make their own songs. Alright, so as you can see, I have all of my songs here, all organized in different colorations too. It's important to keep everything organized so you don't get lost. And what I like to do is, you can see I've made 4 beats here, and that's going to complete my sound pack. Strip down all the stems, print it as wet and dry stems, all in WAV wave format. Mixing the stems. You have to EQ all the stems and apply reverb, delay, and compression. Use your knowledge and experience mixing. If you don't have that knowledge and experience, learn it or hire somebody who does. That's your best way of getting a high quality result. Alright, when it comes to mixing the stems, if you don't have a huge knowledge of mixing stems, but you really want to get the job done, I'm going to show you an easy way to get around it. Click on the channel strip of the sound you're trying to EQ. Here's an example. This is my piano channel strip. What I have here is very simple. This is a little EQ, but if you don't know how to EQ it, I'm going to show you right now. Right here is my piano channel strip. You can hear it right here. Super simple. It doesn't have any EQ on it yet. If you don't know how to EQ, all you got to do, pull up a channel EQ. Click this button right here until you reach a piano preset that you like. Until you actually learn how to mix, you could do this to sell loops. Make sure you sell them as wet and dry, and people will still use them. But yes, if you know an engineer, hire them to teach you how to mix. That is what I did, and instead of using this, I use a plugin called Sheps by Andrew Sheps. You could buy it on Waves. If you're not trying to spend a bunch of money though, you could do this and it'll be fine. Check it out. It sounds a lot better. Now, this already has compression and delay on it. If you need to use compression, boom, compressor. Find a compressor right here. This is how it works. Just go through the templates if you need to. Find one that you like. Super simple, super simple. When it comes to reverb, this doesn't have reverb. Actually, it does have reverb. When it comes to reverb, all you gotta do is link it up in the sends. You gotta create a bus, random bus. Turn it up a little bit. Go to that bus's number. Add a reverb. Simple reverb. I like chroma reverb. The same way. Shuffle through the presets. If you don't know how to find a good reverb, it's a good way to find one. So we're making piano right now. Let's see if there's a piano one. There's a piano chamber. Perfect. I like that. It's just a little heavy on the reverb. So what we're going to do is go back to that bus and we're going to turn it down. Now listen now. That sounds right. If you want to add delay, you do the same thing. Bus. Call it bus 58. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. We go to delay. I like to use echo. Echo is a good delay. You'll see this right here. It's simple. You can play with these dials to find the delay that you like. When I like to have a good delay, I like to hear it 3 times. There we go. I like that. Alright, and that is how you EQ a stem. Make sure when you bounce the stems to bounce them wet and dry. So when engineers mix it, they could use your mix or they could mix it themselves. Sound engineers usually like to have the option. Alright, now it's time to bounce your stems. Once you have all your beats already organized, already created, all labeled, you can see I have them all labeled. The only thing separating them is the number at the end. But when people go and find them, it's going to be super easy because I labeled correctly. It's time to bounce the stems. make a folder, a brand new folder. As you can see, here's part of my desktop right here. Here's one of my songs, Healing. You can check it out on all platforms. I'm going to get it out of the way a little bit though. That was the final master. Alright, making a new folder for the sound pack. Name it your sound pack. Sounds of the Kingdom. Super easy. Alright. New folder. You're gonna name it Wet. A new folder. You're gonna want to name it Dry. Back into Logic. Just bounce every single stem here. So what I like to do is highlight everything 16 bars deep. Go right up to the division line. Give it a nice royal cut. And cut all of that off. Organization is key, and we want to represent ourselves the best we can. Make sure you trim all that off. Alright, so you can see I have all my stems here for all the beats, all organized, ready to go. All you want to do now, File, Export, all tracks as audio files. Now you're going to want to go to the Wet folder first. Click it. Since you already named everything correctly, this is the easy part. All you have to do, type in the song key and the BPM right here. For me, the BPM is 68 and it's in the key of E minor. I personally like to make a lot of my songs in the key of E minor, so that's what I chose. You want to hit export. Alright, now you're going to want to export it once again, but this time I need you to click on an important box. Bypass the effect plugins. And this time, right in the custom, Dry. It's important to separate the two. Then go back to your folder, go to the Dry folder this time. Export. Boom. That is how you do it. Alright, and now you're going to want to go over to Beatstars.com. Originally, they had it for $20 a year. You could upload soundkits. Unfortunately, they did raise the price to $80 a year. So if you want to shop around different websites to upload your soundkit, that's up to you. But for me, I am locked in with the $20 a year rate with Beatstars.com. And with them, you could upload as many beats as you want when you have this plan. You can also use the free plan to upload up to 10 beats. But if you want to upload soundkits, you're going to want to have at least this plan. It is now $80 a year. It is the third tier. Originally, it was the second tier, but they made it so if you want to upload soundkits, you got to pay a little bit more. But anyway, I'm going to show you how to upload your very own soundkit. You want to click Create and then Create Soundkit. Alright, remember you uploaded your dry and wet files. You're going to want to put them in one folder and zip it together. After you do that, you can go ahead and upload that zip file. And along with that, you might also want to print out a test of one of your beats or a little combination of the beats you use to make your sound pack, or any way you want to test out your sound, because you're going to have an MP3 file also to go with it. Alright, here's my Sounds of the Kingdom zip file. I'm going to go ahead and double click that, open it. And you're also going to want to upload your audio preview file. And then you're going to want to go here and give your sound kit a name. Give it whatever artwork you think. This is just a test, so I'm just going to leave it as is for right now. But yeah, YouTube sound kit. You can write whatever you find suitable. You want to make it non-exclusive so you could sell it over and over again. It's a good way to monetize off of your sound kits. You can charge whatever you think is right. You want to go ahead and give it up to 3 tags and label the amount of sounds you have in your sound kit. And yeah, after that, you're pretty much all ready to go now. There you have it. I hope the video helps you a lot. Purchase Sounds of the Kingdom yourself. Go ahead and click the link that is going to be, I guess, in the bio. Yeah, I'm new to this YouTube thing, but I feel like it's going to work out well. If you like it, thumbs up, subscribe, and get the sound pack. Sounds of the Kingdom, Volume 1.